What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video.com covering your Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs just rounded out day 3 of the NFL draft with a couple more really great value picks. We're going to talk about it right after. Ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom, after nabbing what I thought was probably the steal of the NFL draft in the 4th round, with the Kansas City Chiefs picking up Utah State wide receiver Jalen Waddle. I just made a video about that earlier before the Chiefs made the rest of their picks. They rounded out day 3 of the NFL draft with a couple players that they actually traded up for, and I thought they got pretty good value for the most part. So the first guy that they ended up getting was Oregon linebacker Jeffrey Bassa. They got him round 5, pick 156. They traded up to get him. I thought when they traded up for him that for sure it was going to be for a running back because that was the one real need remaining in this draft for the Chiefs to hit was running back. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, obviously. But Jeffrey Bassa. So coming out of Oregon, guys, he is not a great athlete, but an average to above average athlete. He's got good explosion. And I'll tell you what, he didn't finish all of his agility testing, but I don't think we need to see any more than that 3 cone, really. Not that it really matters. I think it's pretty simple what this pick is. This is someone that can do a little bit of everything. He's kind of a jack of all trades. He can play the run, doesn't miss tackles too often. Is decent in coverage. I think what this is your eventual Drue Tranquill replacement on this roster. Because Drue Tranquill, while he signed a 3-year deal a year ago, he's very easily cuttable after that second year of the contract, which is set to take place this year. And then I think they're probably going to look to save some money on that. And then you'll have Leo Chenal, Nick Bolton, who they just extended this offseason. And then I think Jeffrey Bassa is kind of the future there. And, you know, this was one of those positions that I thought the Chiefs may try to find a guy in the future or further future in this draft. Not really a need. I think, you know, Chenal, Tranquill, Bolton, those guys are still going to play the most. And I think you're going to see Jeffrey Bassa start out on special teams for the most part. I definitely think this pick has a little bit of influence from Dave Toub. You know, he always gets a little bit of roster pull. So that's kind of how I see this pick. I think this is a pick more so for the 2026 season, but nonetheless, you're stacking depth on defense. I definitely think it doesn't hurt for the Chiefs to add yet another linebacker that can play, just in case you sustain an injury there or something like that, because the depth wasn't great. You'd love your top 3, but if someone got hurt, things might have gotten a little bit scary. So Jeffrey Bassa really helps out in that regard. And I like the pick. I kind of wish they'd used this pick on a running back, but again, they did end up selecting one later. But before we talk about who that is, I wanted to let you guys know about a new app that's coming out next football season, Penalty Verdict. This is a tool that I'm going to be using next season. I've been talking about it a lot on this channel. I'm really excited for it, but I want you guys to check it out because this is going to be an app that you're going to want to have when it comes to talking football next season. Check it out.
Whether you're sick of seeing your team constantly get screwed over by the refs, tired of hearing about how your team only wins because of the refs, or simply just desire fair play and accountability, then Penalty Verdict is the perfect app for you. Penalty Verdict is a new app that allows football fans to vote on penalty calls in real time on both NFL and college football games. With Penalty Verdict, you'll be able to engage with a community of football fans who desire accuracy and transparency in officiating. And not only does Penalty Verdict allow you to vote on and discuss penalties in real time, but you'll also have access to data and statistics on specific referees. And you can even see what your favorite team's win-loss record is with that referee heading the crew. You can use this information to make educated guesses on who's going to win each game, and earn even more XP, which can be used to place wagers and climb up leaderboards on Penalty Verdict. Unlock the next dimension of sports by engaging with real-time polling of referees, players, and teams. And lastly, view data-driven insights to have informed discussions about the games. While Penalty Verdict is still in the development phase, we would love to hear your guys' feedback on what features you want to see in the app for next football season. Invite your friends to join and share Penalty Verdict today, and follow Penalty Verdict on social media.
So you guys, that's Penalty Verdict. You're definitely going to want to go check that out. Link is in my description to get on the wait list for the app. And if you guys could leave some feedback to Penalty Verdict, the team over there, about what features you want to see on the app for next season, because I'm super excited. I want to see you guys on that app as well, climbing up those leaderboards, placing wages, chiming in on the officiating. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But back to the video topic. So the Kansas City Chiefs wouldn't pick again till the 7th round after trading up for linebacker Jeffrey Bassa. But with their final pick, they finally addressed that running back need, taking Brashard Smith, the SMU running back, in the 7th round. And let me tell you guys, I really was going to be upset if the Chiefs did not take a running back in this draft. I think I made that pretty clear with my takes after every single pick. I was like, cool, when are you taking a running back, though? Because I think that was the weakest point on this team, and they really need some juice in that room. And I thought for a minute, maybe the Chiefs are just going to roll with what they have, because I think we've all followed this team for long enough to know that usually when the Chiefs have a guy that they know can do the bare minimum, they don't really like to upgrade. They'll keep what they have, and they just won't let go. And I thought, after re-signing Kareem Hunt, with Pacheco coming back, after signing Elijah Mitchell, that they just weren't going to add a running back. But they end up doing so with SMU running back Brashard Smith. And I think based on where they got him, he was probably the best available. Although that's not saying too much, given that it was already the 7th round. I would have liked to see the Chiefs take a running back earlier in this class because of how stacked it was with talent. Like Damian Martinez was a guy that I liked a lot. Went a little bit earlier to the Seattle Seahawks. Everyone's celebrating that pick for the Seahawks now. And I was like, I kind of wish the Chiefs had maybe nabbed him with that pick where they got Jeffrey Bassa. But nonetheless, this is what we got. And you know what? I like Brashard Smith. And he was a guy that I had my eye on before the draft a little bit as a late round running back if the Chiefs decided to go that direction. And I think maybe the Chiefs' thinking process was this running back class is deep, which means some guys that typically would get taken earlier are going to get pushed down to later rounds. And that's where we're going to find our guy. And I think that's maybe what they did, because the Chiefs really, since drafting CEH so many years ago in the 1st round, have not spent higher than a 7th round pick on a running back. And that did not change with this draft. But Brashard Smith, talking about him, he is a okay athlete, but you see the composite speed grade: elite 10-yard split, elite 20-yard split, elite 40-yard dash. And what that tells me is this is someone they see as a guy that maybe isn't a do-it-all back, maybe isn't the greatest pass protector, isn't necessarily a 3-down running back, but I think he brings something to the table that you didn't have before when it comes to explosive playability. The Chiefs needed explosiveness in the backfield for so long. I mean, teams have just been able to stay in too high because the Chiefs don't have a running back that threatens anyone. And their running back room was one of the worst in the league last year. It looked like it was going to be one of the worst in the league again this year. Everyone seems to have at least 2 running backs that they like. And I know the Chiefs like what they have. And some people think Pacheco can bounce back and so on. But they needed something, guys. They needed someone that could threaten a home run hitting running back. That's what Brashard Smith is. But also what I really like about him is he's a former wide receiver converted into running back. He can run real routes out of the backfield. This is someone that I think is going to help in that pass catching department out of the backfield. And if the Chiefs are going to score, 30 points a game or more again, I think getting a running back that's a true receiving threat out of the backfield, similar to like a Damian Williams, is a really good thing to have. That's what Brashard Smith has. And I think he also has an underrated shake to him, like that ability to shake defenders off. And I think he has underrated wiggle. He's infused some talent into that running back room because they badly needed it. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs still maybe ended up getting another running back that gets cut from another team because this running back class is so stacked. There's going to be someone somewhere else that maybe becomes expendable now, and maybe that's where the Chiefs look to go. But just grading this pick on the surface, I like it. I think that's about as good as you can do in the 7th round, and the Chiefs needed a running back. And the most important thing is, guys, that the Chiefs hit all the major needs in this draft. I thought they really did prioritize best player available. They didn't prioritize athletes so much in this draft. Last year, they were really big on taking elite athletes. They didn't do that so much this year, but I think they took really good football players that just are efficient at what they do. And that's how I would describe this draft class. That's kind of my snapshot view on the Chiefs draft picks from this year's 2025 NFL draft. Those are my thoughts on day 3. Obviously, I talked about Jalen Royals in another video, who was their other day 3 pick. That's probably my favorite pick of the entire draft, though. But yeah, guys, that's just kind of my snapshot view on this draft class. Definitely going to have a video coming out in the next couple days on the Chiefs UDFAs. They've already picked up a couple that I'm really interested in. I want to talk about, so I'll be breaking down the UDFAs in another video. So with all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this, and so you don't miss my next video. Make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com, arrowheadaddict.com. Last but not least, follow me on Twitter at showmefb. That's all I got for this one, guys. I'll see you all in the next one.